In this episode, we make a wild dinghy ride to spot crocodiles in the mangroves. We are so close to the water and we sail through this true sailing paradise. But first, this is me, Kim. There is Bart and here is Liz, our little explorer. We sold everything to explore these beautiful places with our tiny 33-foot sailboat, Tranquility. The last time we started our journey through the Cunayala, San Blas Islands. Is it the paradise everybody talks about or overrated? We are at Isla Pinos. In Cuna the island is called Topak, which means whale. An island that was used as a navigation point by pirates and explorers because it looks like a whale at the surface.
Something's in the air. I can feel it everywhere.
We're waiting for our guide to come by at 11 and then we go for a tour. He will take us to the mainland, into a river, and there we're gonna see some crocodiles, hopefully. And and he also brings 2 SIM cards, because the SIM cards you can get here are only valid for 7 days, unlimited data though, and only $5. But 7 days is a bit short, so he brings 2 more. We can't go by ourselves to the village because there's a red flag, and we didn't know what it was, but the guide explained to us that when there's a red flag it means that you're not allowed as a tourist or outsider to visit the village. So, on our way, our guide is over there. We're going with 3 dinghies from Thetis and from Indioko. Let's head out and see how our trip's gonna be.
The waves are high, so it is a wild ride to the mangrove at the mainland. That is where the crocodiles live. So there is a big chance we will see them. I have to say that I feel a little tense because our dinghy feels really close to the water now.
Just left the ocean and came into the river mouth. We also have to go back. Going in was okay because there were some big rollers and it was nice, but we have to go back.
I'm aiming for the sky. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm aiming for the sky.
We are cruising down the mangroves and it's really challenging. The water, there are all these branches in the water, but there is also a current. So that makes it quite challenging, I have to say. While I'm cruising, Bart is steering, so but yeah, this is a true adventure.
So let's start listening.
David tries to lure the monkeys that live here. We must hold on to the branches, otherwise the current drifts us away.
Okay, to say mula tupu to say I don't like to more come to Pinos people here in this river. Now is no the Isla Pino. This river is not for the Isla Pino, only the Mula Tupu Island.
So this river belongs to another village, Mula. And the Pinos can come here, but they have to ask permission to the chief of that village and pay $50 every time they go here to harvest sugarcane. That's why they come here. But they can't always harvest it because if the current is too strong, they paddle in their canoe, they can't make it. Unfortunately, we didn't see any monkeys. They have big ones, about 1 meter high, but we were not in luck today.
So because the current is very strong and your engine is not like a pedal, so it gets its steering power from the prop and not from just moving the engine. But then you push your dinghy also forward, so it's very challenging with the current to go forward. So what I'm doing all the time is, if it's impossible to make the corner, I'll put it in reverse and steer the back of the boat in the other way around. And in this case I can maintain my course. Ooh, but then you don't want to shut off. Okay.
We were just using our drone, and then in front of us there was a crocodile swimming. So cool to see how they swim, but unfortunately I think we were too late with the regular camera to get it on camera, so maybe with the drone footage. But wow, what a wild ride, but so cool. No reason to be tense, this was just fun. Unfortunately, we were not able to visit the village during our stay, but we could see how the Kuna catch their fish. A real team effort. Today we are heading on to our next island, Usutupu. The coming days we do day trips to different islands. This is a nice sailing area, navigating between the reefs and able to sail, because most of the times there is wind. We are still in the part of Kunayala with a lot of traditional villages, but we really look forward to the islands where we can swim, so we are speeding up to get to the west part. And do we have a route?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, because you can go inside all these small islands along the coastline. We have to do the first part, but then there's a second part as well. You can go outside a bit, but then you go in more swell, and there are a lot of shallows where you have to navigate through, or you go again another inside passage along some islands on the coast and some villages. Maybe the wind is a little bit less, but it's a calm still as well because the sea is flat, so that might be more interesting to do. So I think we're gonna go for that. I'm just in contact with Stefan from Thetis, and we both decide on it. So yeah. Full sails up right
Full
after
sail.
the anchor.
Yes.
We're anchored over there with the catamaran. "70 degrees angle, but we have to go upwind a little bit more. But we have the space for it because we can go to 30 degrees. We're doing 4.65 knots in 8 to 10 knots of true wind speed.
This is Snug Harbor, a few islands close to Playa Chico, where we found the perfect anchorage. A little tricky to navigate in because it's in between reefs, but just enough space for one boat. The other boats were anchored at the next island, so a private anchorage for us.
So we leave this beautiful anchor spot, Snug Harbor, and we are going to Nagana. Nagana is a Guna village, but not Guna anymore. They separate themselves from the Guna tradition and is a more Western place. So, we are running out of our US dollars, and Nagana has a bank. There are different stories about it. Some say you can get some money there, and others say no, that's only for Guna people. Yeah, we'll try it out because we really need the cash money because you can't pay here with credit cards or anything. If you come here, take approximately like 2,000 US dollar in cash with you because we came here with 500 US dollar in cash, but you have to pay like the cruising permit in the beginning, and then you already are down to 220 US dollar, and 280 is definitely not enough to cruise the entire way up. Also not if you just want to buy some vegetables, molas from the locals. Yeah, all right, time to move on. You can definitely see we are in the northern part of the San Blas Islands, the more popular part because of all the more beautiful islands, because here's the first anchorage where are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boats anchored here. We've not seen that before in the eastern or southernmost of the San Blas Islands.
Unfortunately, we could not withdraw money in Nagana. They take checks, no cards. So we try something new, or not new, we did it before, but we haven't done it for a long time. Hoisting the sails behind anchor and sailing, not on engine. Well, we have the engine running, of course, but we don't use it. And any engine can go off.
So Kim just explained we left the anchorage under sail, and she also told us we have the engine running. I know some people actually sail off their anchor without using the engine at all. That is possible, of course. You don't need the engine. But we have our anchor windlass on the starter battery, so it's better to run the engine to draw the power from the alternator instead of from the starter battery, because the starter battery drops down when you pull in like 40 meters of chain. That's one. Number two is if there's a bit more wind, it's not very good for the anchor windlass to draw your boat to the anchor. That's not what a windlass is made for. So then you can throttle forward just a bit to let the tension off the chain, so the anchor windlass only has to hoist up the chain from the water and not draw the boat to the anchor. That's why we use the engine as well.
Chill mode is on for them. I'm editing. The next time we will go to a place called swimming pool. Well, is it in the name?
Well, this was it. If you have any questions, please let us know. And for now, goodbye and thank you very much for watching. Fair winds to you all.